Good morning. Welcome to our Talks to Anthony. And today we're going to have a type of conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being, right? But in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about well-being is something that you practice, right? Not achieve, right? So in a sense where we're always trying to just be perfect, we're always trying to just get to that end result, we're always trying to, get to that finish line, right? So well-being isn't a finish line. Well-being is an ongoing process, right? So we got to take consideration that like peace of mind, we can't put a value on it, but we got to be able to take consideration that overall, like our wellness, we got to be able to make that a priority, but understand that anything good takes time, and that is a process, right? So our well-being is a process, right? So the more time we're more intentional with our time, and more time we're able to give ourselves that mindfulness, beneficial things are going to happen for our wellness, right? So I really want us to take consideration that we don't always have to figure everything out, but we got to be able to be more intentional to be able to have that alignment and that balance, right? So let me be able to give you some more understanding in the sense where we're able to have some reducing of that shame, right? So many people treat well-being like it's a goal to reach or a state that we're able to maintain perfectly, right? The pressure is always to arrive at that place or all able to feel sustained, or our problems are going to be resolved, right? But our mood, our energy, and even our motivation is just, it fluctuates. Like we got to take that in consideration as being a human, right? So that's not a sign that you're a failure. That's just a sign that you, like I said, you are a human, right? So we got to be able to just have to understand that we're have to be able to have that balance, right? And that self-awareness for us to have that well-being, right? So when it comes to that psychoeducation to help us stay more grounded, right? Well-being is a dynamic, right? It shifts with your environment, stress, and your capacity, right? So different things are going on. It just, like I said, we have to be able to navigate and have that balance within it, right? So well-being is something that just, it fluctuates, right? So the brain and the body are consistently adjusting, not stabilizing permanently, right? So it's maneuvering, right? Habits and small repeated actions shape your overall sense of well-being over time. Like I said, the things that you do, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you treat yourself, the way that you hit the things that you put in your body, right? As we all know, right? Physical movement, right? So moving around, all these different things are going to be able to help you, right? Being out in sunlight, right? Allowing the sun for a few minutes to just touch your skin, right? Interacting with people, positive things, having things to look for, hobbies, activities, right? Paint night, something to do, journal time. You feel me? Putting your lungs again, walking on the beach, like finding different things that you like to do that give you actual pleasure is going to help you increase your mood in a positive way. So if you know better, you're going to be what? You're going to be able to do better. So try your best to do more positive things, but we also got to take into consideration, like I said, we have to have balance because we're living real lives. We have work, we have other responsibilities, we have kids or whatever that your situation may be for you, right? So you got to be able to take into consideration that your well-being may fluctuate, but you got to understand that you just got to have a balance because it's not a permanent state that you have to be in. So like I said, it's not about being perfect. It's about having the effort and having that consistency to be able to help you with that well-being practice, right? So in regards to practical reframing, regards to changing a way that we're able to think about things differently in this sense for our well-being, first key point I want to be able to provide is that you don't need to fix everything all at once to support your well-being, right? You don't need to be able to do all these drastic things to make sure that, your well-being is on point, right? It's just be able to focus on one thing at a time, right? So focus on what helps you get more steady, or what gives you that happiness or that positive mood, that vibe that you're able to get yourself into, right? What is one thing in that sense, right? So focus on one thing. Well-being can be built small, and like I said, consistency is really what's going to help you. So those repeated ways, not those big transformations. Like I said, you don't got to fix yourself one day, right? Just look at little things that are able to help you, provide you that happiness, right? Look around your environment, look around different things you're able to do for yourself, right? This is something that's going to help your well-being, right? So I want you to think about that. So well-being isn't about becoming a new person, right? It's about something that you're able to utilize in your world that supports you and who you already are, right? And things that's gonna, like I said, look around your environment. Look at things that really give you joy, give you happiness, right? Increase your mood. When's the last time you see the smile on your face? You feel me? So I really want you to think about that, right? So in regards to some micro action that we're able to take in consideration of immediate application, because like I said, we're able to take some information. When we know better, we do better, we move better, right? Things click, right? So asking ourselves and having that productive mindset that's going to help us have that rational thinking. What's one thing that tends to help me when I feel more grounded, right? Because like I said, we need to be able to have that emotional regulation, keeping ourselves grounded, keeping ourselves cool, right? Cool, calm, collected. Anybody able to manipulate you outside your position, have you tore from the floor up, and have you make a decision that you shouldn't be making, right? So what's going to help you stay more grounded? What's going to help you keep your peace? You know what I mean? Your well-being, right? Choose one small practice, like I said, like stepping outside, right? Drinking water, pausing, breathing, right? Having your hands touch the water. Like, do something that's going to be able to keep you grounded, right? Breathing exercises is really big, right? Because it allows you to push yourself back a few, you know what I mean? Get your brain clear, get that brain fog out of there. Let the frustration come out with the breaths, right? So it's just these different things that we're able to implement into our lives is going to be able to help us stay more grounded, help us with that well-being, right? We don't always got to take in consideration that for some of us out here, we may not have the money to go on a vacation, may not be able to do the things that we want to do, but what can we do in regards to giving ourselves that well-being is, like I said, doing things that make us happy, keeping ourselves grounded, emotionally regulated, keeping our cool, right? Thinking about positive things, right? We understand when it comes to even some people out there offline, right? The grief and the loss, right? We have to understand that, you know what I mean? The same way we're able to lose people in this world, and we got to be able to accept people the same way we accept babies in that sense as well. So like, we got to think about positive memories, positive moments, positive things, right? Those things are going to be able to help us out in regards to, like I said, providing a positive well-being, right? So many different things that we're experiencing in the work world, right? Our jobs, distress, a lot of bullshit going on, you feel me? A lot of things going on in regards to our academics, trying to, you know what I mean, get this education, right? A lot of just, you know what I mean, things that we're trying to do to keep up with the work. You know what I mean? The world, a lot of things going on in the news, you feel me? A lot of things going on in the world. So there's so many things going on that's affecting our wellness and our well-being, right? But we got to be able to have time and reservation for ourselves to be able to think about what's beneficial for us. And like I said, this is going to be able to help us be more grounded, right? Help us rationally think about what's beneficial for us, right? We're going to be in situations that we don't anticipate to be in, but we got to be able to have this skill, right? So the more time that you're able to focus on that consistency within that practice, not the intensity of the outcome, right? It's going to be able to help us get there and be more grounded, right? So I want us to have a positive mindfulness, well-being. And like I said, this is going to be able to help you out too, that journaling, right? Spend time with yourself, you know what I mean? Enjoy the days that you enjoy, right? Write these things down, document the time, document the date, right? This is going to be able to help you be accountable for yourself in regards to your journey, in regards to your personal development. The more time you spend on yourself, you're going to be able to see the benefits, right? Y'all able to go to work and provide that phenomenal service to other people every single day. You're clocking in, you're tapping in, you're getting that bread. Kudos. But what about yourself? So like I'm saying, this is going to be able to help your world out, that self-discovery, understanding yourself, right? Standing 10 toes, the confidence, the building, the self-esteem, right? Having a good well-being, peace of mind, something that no one could take from you. And it starts right now. It starts here. It starts by you investing on yourself and spending time thinking about things that make you feel good, make you feel whole, right? So pulling this video together, like I said, I really want us to have that understanding, like I said, with the consistency with that practice, right? And understanding that, like I said, we don't always have to have money to make us feel that happiness or whatever, but we got to understand that happiness lies within, and providing this with this well-being is going to be able to help us have a better sense of self and in life and wellness, right? So you don't have to arrive at a well-being, right? You already return to it again and again. It's something that you're able to do on the daily, right? The happiness, right? And I really want to take into consideration, right? A question, right? What would it look like if you were able to support your wellness, right, today, instead of trying to perfect at it, right? So like I said, we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to, like I said, dwell on negativity, be around people that are negative, right? It's holding us back and it's hindering on our life and our potential, right? But I really want us to pull ourselves into a world away from the distractions and think about what's going to be beneficial for you, right? What can you do to achieve where you want to go, where you want to be, who you want to be, right? And understand that we don't have to always be perfect, but we also can live a life of happiness and have the well-being when we focus on moments of positivity and things that are going to be beneficial for us and our growth, right? So let's be more consistent. Let's be more disciplined. Let's be more spending more time with ourselves to gain this growth. If you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share if possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.